I have previously stated that matching the name of a drug to the name of a mutation or in fact genomics-based care or precision therapy or precision oncology is not yet ready to be implemented into routine cancer care. And after attending this ASCO, I still stand by that statement, because in this ASCO today morning we had an important study which was very widely publicized, and that study showed that of the patients who were tested with NGS-based screening for mutations, they found 44% of patients had actionable mutations. So that looks like a huge number. It's a very decent number. Nearly half of the patients had actionable mutations. But how many of those patients actually received that drug? So that is only 11%. So only 11% of the patients received a drug that could match to their genomic profiling. Out of those, and if we see the total response rate in those patients, then only 2 to 3% of the patients had a response. So 2 to 3% of the patients means only 2 to 3 people out of 100 patients will have some meaningful improvement in response rate. So this in fact shows that precision oncology is not yet ready to be implemented into routine clinical care, and we need to have, in fact we need a good RCT to test precision-based approach versus the standard approach, the conventional approach, and check whether the precision-based approach has led to clinically meaningful improvement in survival or quality of life with the use of those matched drugs. So that is a high need. That was a high need before the ASCO meeting, and that still remains a high need after this ASCO meeting. This ASCO meeting doesn't change anything. If it says anything, I believe that this says precision oncology is not as good as we have all supposed it to be. I do believe that drug repurposing is one of the most important ways to address financial toxicity. Financial toxicity of cancer treatment is becoming a global problem. It's a very important problem, and one of the important reasons for this is increasing drug prices. The use of the newer targeted therapies and immune therapies are out of the realm of affordability for many patients. But with drug repurposing, we have chances that the drugs that are already out of patent and are very cheap, if they can be used into cancer care, then it can have an immediate impact to patients all over the world. So tomorrow, if we find that a PD-1 or PD-L1 inhibitor is effective in some cancer, then only a few percentage of patients globally will receive benefit from that treatment. But if we find a drug that is already out of patent, for example, beta blocker in sarcoma, similar type of drugs, then this can be used immediately to patients in Africa, in Asia, all over the world. So I think drug repurposing is one of important avenues that we need to explore more in order to address financial toxicity. But one of the problems with the repurposing studies until now is that lots of studies have been done in an observational fashion. There has not been many randomized trials of repurposed drugs. So I think instead of conducting hundreds of observational studies, the same amount of money could be used to conduct one good RCT, and that one study can give us the answer. We don't need to have hundreds of observational studies that don't give us the correct answer. And another important thing in this context is industry will not be interested to conduct RCTs of repurposing drugs, because these drugs are cheap and nobody can make lots of money with the use of such drugs. So academia and non-for-profit organizations should be very proactive and conduct RCTs of such type of drugs, and we know that it is feasible because we have seen a couple of RCTs of statins recently. So if academia and non-for-profit organizations and government, if they combine, then we can conduct such RCTs, and conducting RCTs of repurposed drug, one RCT is much better than conducting hundreds of observational studies of the same indication.